Biblical thought encourages us to get out of the bondage of the present by, for example, reminding us how short-lived we are. See Psalm 39. By reminding us that temporal things will fade and that living for the now will not pay in the end. We are not beings of this present age, but we are foreigners, outsiders, sojourners in this present evil age that is subject to the devil and tormented by vice, and which is only saved from its own destruction by the manifold upholding graces that come from God and have come from God. In the farthest possible contrast from prioritizing the present, first century Christianity is at its root deeply telos obsessed. Telos meaning the end or goal or final result. Christianity is unashamedly and confidently elpidic, centered on the great Christian hope and how this transforms the believer. Theologically informed biblical Christianity dwarfs all other belief systems by the deep meaningfulness it imbues into the most mundane parts of life. And with Christianity's telos-obsessed orientation, it has the capacity to spiritually center the believer, whether in the throes of martyrdom or in the empty ecstasy of earthly pleasure. Now, someone might say, okay, so you're saying that Christianity takes the past, present, future model, but it just flips it, so the future comes out on top. And I definitely don't want to fall into that ditch either, though I'd rather be in that ditch than the other one. But for one thing, it's important to remember that it's not just future in general. It's very important to distinguish temporal future from eschatological future, or to distinguish earthly future from, as it were, eternal future, to use the term the way we tend to use it. The Christian definitely doesn't place his hope in, quote, this world or in, quote, this age. And Christian thinking does not invite us to place our hope in any kind of future frame of this life, this present evil age, if you will. We don't give our minds and our focuses to the uncertain futures within our immediate context. Consider, for example, Jesus' words on the evil of the morrow in Matthew chapter 6. Jesus says, don't go on anxiously ruminating about tomorrow, worrying, being anxious about tomorrow, because that would bring tomorrow's evil into today. And that's what it does when you do it. But today has enough evil of its own, Jesus says. Don't bring tomorrow's evil into today by obsessively trying to control the future when you can't. So recognize what pains and losses of tomorrow are only in the hands of God and not in your hands. And allow those pains and losses to remain in tomorrow rather than bringing them into today. But you live in the joy of today. Live in the gracious hand of God, just like the birds and the flowers and the grass who are alive today and then will die tomorrow, all within the gracious hand of God, and all while shining gloriously and beautifully like all the good things that God holds in his loving hand. Live in the present, not because the present is somehow superior, but because God is. And God says you're his son or daughter. So we as Christians are looking upward. And it's not just looking upward towards some kind of hopeful future as an optimist or a wishful thinker. We have no belief in that.